I promised you guys to talk about rackets, and I think I always told you that I will make a separate video about it because I'm a racketaholic. I love changing rackets. I change them all the time. My friend, student, who is 1370 UTR, if you watch the videos, he always makes some fun of me, saying that I change it far too often. A lot of times I change it after a lost match. Maybe many of you can relate to this. So, but that's the honest truth. I feel like I don't think like I would say that I'm blaming the racket, but I feel like the racket didn't give me something that I wanted from it. Yeah, and I'm trying to look for a different racket that will give. And yeah, from the forums and comments on tennis videos, I believe that this is what many people think. I start with my racket, which is I'm playing right now. It's a Wilson K Tour 95. It's a longer racket, longer than normal, 1 inch longer. It's the racket I think that Justin Anand started using this model, and then later Nishikori used, maybe some more other players, but I don't know if they did. It's a very interesting racket. It's different from most rackets. It gives an insane amount of access to power and spin, which a lot of modern rackets tend to do. But we had these rackets. If you look at Anand when she was in her prime, when was it? Like, I don't know, 20 years ago? And this is like amazing power and spin and control racket. So Nishikori plays an extra modern tennis by modern standards. Yeah, he hits the ball hard from the baseline, moves well, hits every ball very hard, plays good defense. So I would say it's like an old modern racket, which indeed, comparable to all my other rackets, it gives me much more control and power and spin. The only problem I have with it is the feeling when you hit the ball. It's a twinner racket, so you don't get that nice plow through that you get from more solid rackets like my blades, which I like a lot too. And the rest I really enjoy it. So the swing weight is 340 grams. The weight is 320 grams. That's including 2 overgrips and no dampener, but and strings. So the weight is very low, static one. This allows me to accelerate in defense. If you saw my videos, I am not such a great mover now with my weight and fitness level. I used to be, and maybe I can get in a better shape again, but we will see. As you can see, it's still here, the belly. So back to the rackets. I really enjoy it right now, but we will see. Knowing myself, so many times I already told myself that I never change, and I do change. So balance is 34.0. Strings are Signum Pro 1.3. I really like the strings. I like soft strings because I do lots of drop shot. I need to be able to pick up the ball off the rise sometimes when people hit in my feet. I like to slice, so I need my strings to be softer. I probably gut and poly would be the best, but I think that some very soft poly like Signum Pro Firestorm is a great string too. I used to play with Kirschbaum Helix, and that's even softer. I think I switched because I couldn't find them anymore, but it's much more less powered. But if the racket gives you power, and if you string it at low tension, I think it should be good too. So if you like experimenting, you can try Kirschbaum Helix and Signum Pro Firestorm. I think those are so great soft strings for also touch shots. Next racket I want to talk to you about is the blades, the racket that you saw in some videos. I really enjoy this racket. I moved to this racket a lot of times back from all the different rackets I try, then I move back to blade. We will see if this time I will also move back, but I don't know. I really like the comfort and the plow through and the connection, you know, the very solid connection when you hit the ball. It's amazing, but you have to be there. Like, for example, when I have a practice, I still didn't show you, with a 280 ATP friend. He hits a lot of spin, very heavy balls. With the blades, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough legs to get there and hit the ball. So I feel like when I'm mis-hitting, and because the racket is so hard to accelerate, I am not doing quality shots. But maybe it's not the racket, maybe it's my legs, you know. So I'm thinking maybe when I'm fitter, I will go back to this and say that I like it more. I don't know. Also, my hand was hurting a lot with this blade, so as you know, and that's why I switched to K Tour to try. Hand hurts much less, so it's good that I reminded myself about this, and I'm not gonna go back to it. It has the same swing weight as the K Tour, 340, but the static weight is 345. K Tours are 320, so it's very important. Yeah? So this is maybe a good time to talk about importance of rackets. Some coaches, some influencers, tennis influencers say that racket is not important, which I disagree with. You can always, easiest example would be give Nadal Pete Sampras's racket, and he will probably never win a slam. Maybe, of course, he's a talented player and athlete. He practices with it for 3-4 years if you force him, but that's a fantastic scenario, and he might have readjust his game and win a slam eventually, but that's a totally different story. We're talking about you give him, he probably won't be even top 100 first half of a year with Pete Sampras's racket. So rackets matter a lot, and in which way they matter is in your athletic ability, and your play style and your technique. So yeah, racket Sampras Nadal comparison is the best comparison it can be. Yeah, so different athletic abilities, completely different games, styles, visions of the game, and the way they win. So each of them had a racket specifically serving the purpose of what they're doing. So in other way, you gotta understand first what's your game, what's your technique, and then you have to get the racket adjusted to it. Or if you really like some racket and some player, because I also believe in that you can copy other people, because I believe that people learn from copying others, which are better than them in something that they do. So like, I think it's okay to try to copy great players and have their rackets, and then try to play like that player. Yeah, why not? So you cannot get pure Aero and try to play like Roger. You will have to get Roger's racket, like something much more control oriented. Maybe you can do with head Prestige 600 and try to play like Roger. Yeah, and there is many other focal rackets, but it's very important. So what you want to do and the racket, and you have to find something that connects. So, but when you are unsure what you want to do, like for example me, yeah, when I'm fast, I'm moving well on the court, I feel like blade is okay, yeah, so because I'm not focusing on counter-attacking. I don't need to accelerate hand too much, so blade is okay for me. But then all of a sudden there is like indoor season, and then I want to do serve and volley, yeah, and I pick up Wilson 6-1. This is a racket I played for a few years. It's a professional's tennis player's racket. It's a Alexander Kudravtsev racket. A friend gave it to me. I have two of them. They are cracked a little bit, but it's no big deal, because I think this time Wilson used to do twin braided rackets, so it's not a bad crack. So I played off and on with this racket a lot. And just like I told you, it's happened when I was like changing my style. So all of a sudden I feel like, no. I want to play fun, this sport. Yeah, I don't want to try to win. So let's go to play serve and volley like Roger, slice more, drop shot more, and so I go to this one, right? So I practice, I'm having fun, but then I go to a tournament and I just get destroyed. And then I'm like, no, okay, but to get destroyed is not fun. So let me go to some other rackets. And then I switch to something like this. I'm like, okay, so I gotta play modern tennis. So had Extreme Tour sounds like a great option. A lot of players in the futures used to play with this racket. I think it's very solid racket, very well made, one of the best racket Head has made in last 10-20 years. The only problem with it is that it comes from the store a little bit too light. I think specifically to be able to custom modify it. So if you put some more lead tape on the sides here, both sides, just feel yourself how much you want to add. Then it becomes much more stable and gives you a great amount of spin, control and power, and it's a very comfortable racket. It's pretty soft, I think, if I remember correctly, and it feels really good in the hands. So I played with this racket for a year, and then I had pretty good results. I mean, that was like 4 years ago, I think. I got to maybe 12 UTR or something with it, like 1190 I was, but it was mostly clay court style game. I would try to be aggressive, play cross courts, and that's it. I remember I didn't really feel volleys at all with it, but on clay you don't really need it if you want to win. Yeah, it depends again, you see. So it's all about knowing yourself. And eventually I remember I switched because it was too low powered for me. It was very comfortable, easy to control, but I couldn't finish. I couldn't hit all these aggressive shots that you saw in my videos, like the returns and stuff. I felt like I had to every point I had to work for, which you see lots of players do actually in the futures. And again, it begs the question: is it from the racket? I think so, for sure. Like somebody playing with this racket could get a more powerful racket, and they would have easier time finishing the balls. Yes, it will have other downsides, but again, you have to know yourself and what you're looking for. Speaking of low-powered racket, but very good control racket, very comfortable, and comfortable as in the contact with the ball, like you feel like it's bending and it's like you can guide the ball really well with it. Head Speed, this one is the Head Speed Pro. Used to play with it too, and I played with the next version, Head UTEC MP 315 grams. This one is the heavier. I think this one is 335 grams. This is still the times when sometimes the racket companies used to make heavier rackets. I really enjoyed this racket, but it gave me really bad arm pain. I don't know why. I remember I stopped after like 4 or 5 months. So that was it for me. I don't have the other model, the next UTEC MP 315, but I played with that one 2 years. That one I thought it was great. It gave me power and control, but volleys, I could not play volley. It's strange. People say it was kind of shown as Novak's racket, and so maybe in a way, like I never played with Novak's racket, but he's kind of known not to be the best, sometimes awkward at the net. Some people are saying he doesn't have as much talent or something. Again, is it talent lacking? Is he lacking, or is just the racket is really good for baseline, really good feel, really good comfort, but it's just not the same at the net. When we talk about good rackets at the net, I believe nothing beats Encode 6-1 Tour. Roger's racket, especially this one, the Encode version. I really like this, especially for practice. This all Roger's old rackets. Sampras racket, I thought it was a little too small. It was pretty good. I played for a year with the 88 model, if you know, Sempress's model, but the PS88, that was like kind of the modern version. I don't have it now, but I thought it was a great racket. But again, low powered from the baseline. You could mostly hit flat shots, but really amazing feel. And just like this one has a great, when the contact with the ball, when you hit it clean, is just, I think, the best feeling in the world. And for volleys and all the trick shots, it's really amazing. Slices, the slice, the super drop shot that Roger does with the side spin, you know, I don't think he would be able to do it with Djokovic's racket, for example. Yeah, so that's back to the idea that rackets don't matter. In continuation of legendary rackets, I'm all the tennis racketoholics know this Pro Tour 630. Played with it also for like a year or two. Amazing racket. Gilles Simon, many people from the pros. I think Monfils still plays with it, but I'm not sure. I don't remember. But or played. Many people played with this racket from the. I believe at some point like 20 people from top 100. If you are interested in the legendary rackets, you definitely should try this one. It's again swing weight pretty high, so it gives you power, control, but super small squares, and I found it very hard to spin the ball, and to again short acceleration, like this modern technique style. Like if you want to just go and kind of on the race, hit really fast, really quick, really hard, it's harder. You need bigger swings, and you need very relaxed hand, wristy hand to just drive the ball. Like Gilles Simon was a perfect example of how to play with this racket. Like it's very good for baseliners. At the net, again, a little bit difficult to maneuver all this weight, and a lot of weight in the head. Continuing with legendary rackets, here is the Wilson Pro Staff Classic 6-1. I played with this model, but also with the original I found on eBay in good shape. I played with classic 6-1 long ones too. I have a special relationship with the 6-1 series. I played a lot of years, probably from 16, 17 to probably like 25, and I keep coming back sometimes to the 6-1 classics. My favorite of this series was the Encode version. I just loved it so much. I played in college, I think second and third year. This specific racket here I bought a few years ago, and Wilson quality control, as we all know, is not the best, so it has very high swing weight, more than 350. So it doesn't play like a normal 6-1. It more plays like a tour, probably like a head tour. So I bought it online, but it didn't work out. But I keep buying rackets, as you can see, to try, because I feel like maybe I remember my young days, how I was feeling the ball, and I was feeling I'm trying to find that again. 6-1s had a very special place in my heart. Is this hypercarbon. I played from 16, 17 to like 22, 3-4 years. Also same thing, really good racket, like Encode. I felt like I could play from the baseline, from the volleys, everything with it. I switched from the 6-1 line when they came out with K factors. I played for a year. I never could adjust to it. I think they made the biggest change in 6-1 line with K factors. Del Potro obviously disagrees. He never could play with anything else. From what I saw, I read about him. He loved K factor so much, the 6-1 line, that he never switched, and he didn't even like the other rackets they tried to replicate for him. So you see, everybody is different, and for each their own. You gotta find something that you love and enjoy for yourself. Lastly, I want to show you my first professional racket, probably when I was like 12, 13. It's a Fisher Elliptic, 320 grams, balance about 30.8, that's unstrung. I didn't play with it in a while, but I'm pretty sure it plays something like Pure Strike, Babolat's Pure Strike. I imagine. I remember after it, I switched to Babolat Pure Control, Fernando Gonzalez racket. It was a great racket, and I made a very easy switch. So probably it's something similar. I believe that a racket modifies and changes a person's technique, and you also have to adjust to the racket. I am, for example, changing always my technique a little bit, dependable on the racket. It's just inevitable. Even my grip changes. You have to see for each racket what works better. I mean, some rackets, they the angle which the ball flies away from the racket differs. There is a specific name for it. I forgot right now. But yeah, so for example, if the angle is very high, you cannot have Federer's grip, right? It's just gonna fly away. If you play with his racket, like the old one, especially the Tour 90, you will see it's very low. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure even he changed his technique with his new rackets. So that's all I wanted to say. Don't let anybody tell you rackets don't matter. They matter a lot, and use the racket that's most comfortable and you have most fun and excitement to play with. I think because that's when the biggest improvement comes. See you next time.